Hello everybody, it is your boy N607 here, back from the grave, and today, pack-ins. Video game console pack-ins are nothing really new. Even back in the NES days, there were still games that were bundled with your system if you didn't have enough money to get any other games. Considering how expensive video game consoles are these days, not everyone will be able to get all of the new games for said system at the same time they buy it. That's why pack-ins exist, to give you something to play in the meantime. And for the record, I'm not talking about console bundles that happen later down the line. I'm talking about ones when these systems come out. I'm not talking about stuff like this. From the original Super Mario Brothers to multiple other games like Wii Sports, there's several games that would give people something to play while waiting to get something new. But today, it is time I reveal and talk about what I think is the best console pack-in game than recent memory. That being Astro's Playroom. Yes, this one on PlayStation 5. Now, some of you may be questioning why I would pick this over stuff like Wii Sports or Tetris on the Game Boy. Well, it's because I think this game is not only expertly crafted, but is endlessly replayable and has some of the best fan service I've seen in a video game. Without further delay, let's dive into why I think Astro's Playroom is the best console pack-in ever made. To be honest, I don't really have much to say about the gameplay, as it's a 3D platformer. You get from the start of each level to the end, with each world being based on something I'll get to later, with you collecting coins and other collectibles that I'll also get to later. And throughout the levels, you'll come across different powers that utilize the DualSense. That's really what the gameplay is. Now let me explain why I love the gameplay. First of all, everything feels really smooth. Moving around, jumping, and punching and hovering, all of it feels really good to do. And second, the game uses the DualSense extremely well. Not only does it use motion for moving the collectibles around, but also uses both the adaptive triggers for some of the transformations, which work really well, and also the haptic feedback. Like, when you're walking on a metallic surface, you can feel Astro's feet hitting the ground as he walks. While it may feel a bit exaggerated, this game was meant to show what can be possible with the PS5, as well as its controller, and I would say that they absolutely succeeded at showing people. Second, the level design is really good. It's for anyone, and while the game is very easy as there's no punishment for dying and the game's not really that difficult in the first place, this is meant to be a game that anyone can pick up and play, no matter the skill level. Keep in mind, it's a pack-in game. And the collectibles, they're also hidden well, and while they can be somewhat out of the way, they're not too out of the way. It's just enough to make you kind of think, maybe I should explore at least a little bit. Speaking of which, third, the collectibles. The collectibles in this game aren't your generic collectibles, but are all PlayStation accessories and systems, which is so cool. At least for the artifacts. There's also like the puzzle pieces you find that fill a mural and whatnot, but I'll get more into that later. It's so cool, and I hinted at this earlier, but the worlds in the game are actually based on not only certain parts of the PS5, like the SSD and like GPU and stuff like that, but also previous PlayStation systems. Yeah, in case you couldn't tell, this game is basically a celebration to PlayStation history, and I love it for that. It gives the game not only a unique edge, but also works for what the game is meant to be. More on that later. Overall, for gameplay, while it doesn't do anything really extraordinary or super innovative, everything is so well refined that it's an absolute treat to play it again and again and again. Now on to my favorite part, the content this game offers. Now, to be fair, the game only lasts slightly over 1 hour to beat the game and isn't that much longer to 100%, but there is more than you'd think. While there are only 4 worlds with 4 stages each, as well as the final boss, there are some other events, the first being the races where you go through an obstacle course as quickly as you can. It's pretty much just the high score speed run, but I like them. But what I love the most is the PlayStation Labo, which is basically an entire museum where all the collectibles you find are placed. And God, Everything about it is so good. It's fun even after you finish everything to just run around in there to reminisce on all the years of PlayStation history. Just running around and seeing all the artifacts, all the PlayStation accessories, and also seeing like the mural in the background getting slowly filled up. It's so good. It even feels great just to go through levels you've already played, like I am for footage, just because of how much love the devs put into this game. Because I don't really think I need to explain it too much. Overall, where there may not seem like much on the surface, if you're big on PlayStation, this is definitely a game you can spend at least some time on. I play this game multiple times. That's really what I think about it, and I think it's fun every single time. Also, before we move on, this game has by far one of the best trophy lists ever, so it's definitely a game that I would recommend platinuming if you're into that sort of thing. So this is pretty much just where I talk about like the stuff that doesn't fit into the other categories. This isn't going to be very long though. The first thing I want to mention is the game's graphics, and this game looks really good, and while it doesn't push the PS5 at all, I mean, you could make a game that looks like this on PS4 graphically, but everything runs so smoothly with the 60 frames and wonderful design of everything. Everything is so appealing to look at with all the texturing and whatnot. It all looks so good. Especially for like being kind of a PlayStation history kind of game. It just gives you that, all the backgrounds and stuff like that really give you that feeling of, it's so cool. It's really, really cool. And it's also really good, I guess it kind of counts graphically, to find all of the hidden Easter eggs to all of the PlayStation games and stuff like that. Like you find some stuff in the backgrounds. It's fun to find all those Easter eggs. And also want to mention the music for the game, because I honestly think the music for this game is very underrated. I think some of the best ones are the SSD Speedway theme, the PlayStation Labo theme, and more. Really, listen to the music for this game. It honestly is really, really good, and nobody talks about it. But with all those out of the way, I think it's time for me to properly conclude the video. At the end of the day, I think Astro's Playroom is everything a packing game should be. It's easy to pick up and play, it's well crafted, and is filled with so much love. I know this game is nowhere near perfect and really is a short game, but if this was all you had for your PS5 for a while, I don't think it would be that bad. This also worked really well back when the PS5 first released, as if you don't remember, it was really difficult to get one at the time, and I feel that a lot of Sony fans would be the ones to play theirs the first day they can. So to have a game that is not only cute and fun, but also be packed with love to PlayStation as well as gaming history, is something truly special. If you have a PS5 and haven't played it, then play it. And if you don't have a PS5, then you also need to play it one way or another. But anyways, I think that's going to wrap up today's video, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I do apologize that it was a bit on the shorter side, but there isn't a lot to say about this game, but I still hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of the game, and if consider hitting the subscribe button if you're brand new. I could really use it. Check out my other videos too to get a good grasp on what kind of videos I do. I'll put the end cards up and whatnot. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, everybody. Take care.